Mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay, what is that? All right. There we go. Good morning, Gary. I was like, somebody got to come in here. I do sleep, but I'm on the road, and yeah, man, I should have been asleep instead of online, but I wasn't sleepy. That makes sense. I've been up since 4:15, and I still got 2 hours and something ahead of me. But I was able to send a message that I was coming and that I was wanting my pastors to pray for me. If I was at home, I'd probably be just waking up. I was gonna say I'd still be asleep because I wake up early pretty much every day. To sleep till 7 o'clock is sleeping in. I don't know why I wake up like that. It don't matter what time I go to bed, I still wake up early. I don't know what. Right now, I know I'm wrong because I'm on like what 2.5 hours of sleep, something like that. What's your plans for today? Can you hear me okay? Because I know sometimes when you're in the car, it sounds real airy. He said, "Oh my God, good morning." I didn't even see what that said at first. I just seen the good morning part. So it ain't been that long. I'm surprised somebody on here. I just hit the thing. I could ask you the same thing though. Do you sleep? He said loud and clear. Woo. I had to take a little break real quick. I got out the car, got me a little double shot drink. Cause shaving is an event today, huh? I probably would have had a little more time ahead of me, but I was driving through the country because it's like you can take it's like a shortcut that the thing leads you on. And normally I won't take the shortcut if it's dark, but I went on and took it this morning. But it'd be like, I don't be wanting to hit no deer or nothing. So I was being real cautious back there. I'm out the bushes. He said, I almost fell asleep listening to my live. That's probably what was wrong with me. But I see the Brady Bunch. They probably was asleep before me. I got a problem. Man, eyeballs itching. I'm gonna eat a beef jerky for breakfast. Go figure. I like grace. I know we say traveling mercy, but I'm good. I'm taking my time. I no rush. I'll be there before it ends. I shouldn't have to stop no more. So random. I just kept saying I don't know if I'm gonna go, but I just felt super adamant about going before I leave. I don't think I would. If I didn't go to church today, I probably been trying to get in touch with them to go over their house. So yeah, when something be on you like that, you have to. Dang, this thing hot. You got to do what you're supposed to do, I guess. I kept saying I don't think I'm gonna be able to go. Da da da. I ain't even don't think like that no more. Just go. Woo. Bitch. So what game you watching? Who is your who's your team? Man, I feel so much better. Oh my god. I was losing the battle for a second there. I thought I was gonna be like, well, I guess I ain't gonna make it because I was sure about to pull over. But walk around for a second. I should have got this double shot out the gate. Dang on monster drinks. I'm gonna be wired as mess when I get there. I ain't gonna come down probably till tomorrow. All this stuff finally kick in. You going out to watch the game somewhere? Like a sports bar or something? About to be rolling through Augusta. This is the worst part of the drive to Atlanta. You don't do sports bars? Or you just not going today? I created an event for myself on Tuesday to go to Taco Tuesday. And I've been getting a lot of response. I was like, man, I think these people gonna show up. It's pretty cool. Taco Tuesday. I feel loved. Everybody saying I'll be there Tuesday. Hey, realist, good morning. And he'll ask me, do I sleep? Y'all was right on here with me. So don't none of us sleep, apparently. Gary went to sleep on me. How dare you? Realist be hanging out in the bushes. He fall out every now and then. I'll be doing that. I'll be like, why you just shake me out them bushes? Somebody be done said something, you trying not to be in the chat, and they say something, you just gotta say something. Oh, I killed this drink. No wonder I'm woke. Woke. Yeah, this is the worst part of driving to Atlanta. When you get to Augusta, like, I think right now I'm crossing like North Augusta. That's like still South Carolina. Which is weird because it's like on the border or whatever. But as soon as I cross over that little bridge, man, Augusta into Atlanta is like, oh my God, how long does it take? Who, the Lord? Left me in the Lord's hands. So you must have fell asleep after you prayed for watermelon. I see how you move now, bruh. No, I'm just kidding. Let me quit. Yep, here it goes. I'm crossing the bridge. Welcome to Georgia. I'm excited now, boy. I'm ready. I hope they should be still singing by the time I get there. I need the whole experience. I ain't been in church, the physical building, since February when I got baptized. I got baptized in February for the first time in my life. It was major to me, well, for me. I used to want to get it. I wanted my dad to be able to have that moment with me, but you know, we lost the time. We lost the time, but everything. I don't know. I said it's like years ago before I started going to this church. I knew that he was gonna be the person that baptized me. But I didn't know I was gonna start going to the church. I thought I was just gonna probably end up going to one of their services and somehow I end up getting baptized. But I never thought that it was going to be my actual pastor. It's so much stuff happened. That's why I say I don't like. I had a little situation at the church, and I was not going back. And but it was so many things that happened that I could look back and see happen and be like, man, it's like regardless if I was going back or not, it was in my journey. The connections I made, like prior to, and then wound up actually. I remember I used to listen to Jeffrey Golden, "Glory to the Lamb," all the time, and I didn't never know who he was. I just know I liked that song, and every time I heard it, I would always cry. And one day I was watching online. I seen him at one of the locations. I was like, "Oh wow, that's him." He's singing. Love that song. Love that song. And then fast forward to where I'm at now. When I got into leadership, when I just suddenly volunteered and raised my hand and said me, um, he was actually the leader, like the leader over the leads, the group leaders. It was like such a huge coincidence, super huge. I remember we went to this conference and there was this lady, and everybody with me kept saying, "Oh, that I thought that was you," because she had like short blonde hair, but I didn't see her at the time. All I seen was all these women that was kind of bald on stage, and I'm like, "Oh, y'all got jokes." But then I happened to look at the screen and I seen this woman, like, wow, she really do kind of look like me. And her name is Dee Dee. And when I started going to church here, Dee Dee is one of the ladies that um called me and was actually real helpful in like praying for me and stuff when I was going through everything I was going through in my last apartment, because I was like When I say I was living in a hell, like I literally think I about borderline got PTSD. Anytime I hear a bump or thump above my head, I freak out a little bit. It's like, uh, she was just real instrumental in that movie. But I never thought that me looking at that screen that day that I would actually be pick up phone and call her on the phone. Hey, Didi, what's up? I believe strongly in connections. I don't think I say it all the time. I don't think anything is by chance, but sometimes you don't know how the dots are connected. You're just present for each dot. And don't even sometimes realize they're connected. There's always a bigger picture. Always a big picture. And I think that's the thing of staying focused and paying attention. Like sometimes that's not so easy. But I think every now and again we'll see it and remember it and see how we've been missing it. I feel like it's come back around for me right now. So I'm very, very in tune with everything I'm hearing and seeing at this moment. It's like I don't want to lose it again because it takes some time to come back around. I don't know if that ever happened to you before, Gary, but yeah, I don't want to lose it again or it be missing or whatever happened one year. Pretty cool. Man, that's some stuff how this little drink just worked so fast. Before I got on here, I was about borderline about to just go to sleep. Kind of scared me a little bit. I know I wasn't supposed to be left doing what I did, but I had to get here. Definitely should have had more rest. Mm-mm. So if they spit something back out that we've been talking about in this service, I'm about to be taking 25 laps. Let me quit lying. I am not the run around the church girl. Even though I did run around the church one time in Houston. I don't know what happened. I couldn't help it. I was gone. Gone. Halfway around, like, man, this is a big church. Gary, are you there? Is my connection still good? Yeah, let me know. I'm talking to the air every now and then because sometimes it will mess up when I'm driving. Or somebody, if you're there, say something in the chat. Realist, if you're still in the bushes, somebody. I'm going to be crying. I probably am. I'm a crybaby. Heck, I'm crying every Sunday, especially these last 4 Sundays. Or sometimes it's I don't know. You ever been around somebody that be like they're the you can just feel like the weight on their voice, of what they carry or whatever. Like my pastor, it's like when she just open her mouth, it's just like something just I don't know, I always say she has a mother feel. I don't get into the whole my spiritual mother and father like a lot of these people do. People be having like 32 spiritual fathers, 12 spiritual mothers, all that mess. I don't get into that. But what I do realize is there are people who have like I guess I could, the way I could describe it would be like a maternal gift, a maternal anointing, they might say in church. It's like somebody that, it just feels, you feel that mother love. Like, because I'm like 7 years older than my pastors, but I really feel like I get to have my parent, like parental love through them, and not as in, hey mom, hey dad, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say, Gary. it's it's one of them things. If you need a hug and you get that hug, you feel like Big Mama hugged you, and you feel better. I guess they're loving. Yeah. Oftentimes we don't feel love from people, like just like a whole vibe of love. Like when they enter the room, you just feel love. Like these people genuinely love people, even if they don't know them. You feel like they love people, and I think that's the best part, is to feel like people really truly have a loving heart. 'Cause sometimes, man, people don't love people. They just be up here going through the motions with a collection plate or something. Who's that, Tasha? Remember David was young and brothers. Yeah, I know it's not a age thing as far as something like that. I'm just basically, I guess, clarifying the difference in how people automatically, like, okay, let's say if I did feel like I had a spiritual mother or father, I don't think that it necessarily has to be my pastor. You see what I'm saying? Some people will go to every church they go to, they'll call them people their spiritual mother or father, and I don't think everybody is called to be that to us. I think a person can be a shepherd of a house and not be that to you. But I know it was something when my dad was getting ready to transition. I know for sure, they were people that were supposed to be in my life. Whether it's for a short while or a long while. Like I said, connections are important to me. Very David. That's kind of starting to be like my favorite little Bible character, David. I've been hearing she was talking about that last. I told you that she was talking about that when she said it was always you, the one that be in the family hole overlooked. They think it ain't you because you don't fit the description. They don't think you got that stature, and it's you. Always was you. I know I'm shifting into something because, like, after my parents had died, I really, like, automatically just started thinking I was everybody's mama. Like, oh Lord, mom's gone. Now I'm the maternal figure of the family. But it wasn't that. I was just now the oldest, and we had to navigate life without our parents. Everybody is an adult. And like my immediate family, my sister, my nephew, my children, we're all adults. And there are certain things that my sister will automatically call me for because I'm more of a calmer person. I handle things, like especially difficult things. I handle them well. It's the small things that get me. It's the small things that get me. You could chop your foot off in front of me, and I'll probably be the calmest one in the room. Yeah, but something so minor will just push me over the edge. Something small that probably wouldn't bother anybody. So times when my sister will break down, I know that I won't. I think that was part of my being when I didn't understand why I kept having to be an usher. I think it was something in that. It taught me to operate on a certain level without breaking down. Take notes of your topics. Those are your speaking points. I think that's what I'm doing now is like really applying, like, applying things, like you said, things sometimes we don't apply some things to our life because we don't even think, I don't think we think that far into it, but we like it's something. Even when we going through hard times, it's something in that hard time that we're supposed to be applying to our life. Most of the time we just focus on, oh Lord, I can't believe this is happening to me. And sometimes there's a reason, there's a lesson in it. Like for real. I think we say that so loosely and we don't realize we're not paying attention to figure out what the lesson is. Because we too busy kicking and whining instead of being like, man, why is this happening? Life teaches you, definitely teaches you. I think the biggest lesson life does teach you when you have to go through ups and downs and you take that licking and keep on ticking. The biggest thing I think, one thing life is trying to teach you is that you're stronger than you think. A lot of people don't think they have the strength, but I think that every time we express ourselves, that's an expression of your strength because if you're still able to talk about it or have some kind of feeling about it, then you withstood it. You're withstanding whatever it is you're going through or dealing with. Well, I don't seem like it's a way out at the time. The fact that you're still saying this is happening, each moment you're operating in strength. Otherwise, you would have been done collapsed. That I have learned over the past few years. Even at your weakest point, or what you think is your weakest point, is probably your strongest moments. When you're weak, you can't take on another thing. You can't carry another thing. But here you are thinking you're weak, and you're still moving. You're still going. You're still breathing. I think our weakest moments are our strongest moments. Yeah, I think that. Have to change our perspective of things and look at stuff differently. All kinds of ways. I think that's why everybody doesn't see things the same. We can see one thing two different ways and still both of us be correct in it because it's for us what we see sometimes. And it doesn't always mean we're gonna see it the same way as somebody else. But that doesn't mean because you don't see it the way I see it that you're wrong. Do you see yourself ever like preaching, Gary? Like Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know, in a church or out of a church or just period. Before a people, before an audience of someone. Have you ever imagined that? Yeah, and again, who's that? Tasha. Lordy, did I tell you? Smooth selling. Nothing but smooth sailing tonight. Anything that you want me. You know. Go Isaac. I am triggered by songs. It's too funny. Yeah, my legs. I gotta lose weight. These hoes is holding these pants. Damn, look at me like I'm crazy. These the only pants I got that I can fit. Nothing but smooth sailing. Not a drink. I did it one time. Pastor told me to prepare. Because one day he may come alive. And I went back and started studying. It was cool. That ain't never happened to me. But I have imagined myself. Like, I would be like, I don't want the mic. uh-uh. I think it's um it's kind of funny because like when you look at your family line, especially if you have people that are in ministry in your family, I always look at the ones that actually went into ministry and then the ones that probably were called and didn't. It was like just a pretty interesting dynamic. I be wondering like what did my I just wish I could have got like the questions I have now, I wish I had them when my father was here. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what are your gifts? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really like I can't really see any off the rip. I would have to think about it. Like oh my mama, I already know my mama was. I would guess she was more than prophetic. I think she was a prophet, but she definitely was a prophetic woman. My dad, I don't know why I feel like he dreamed. I, I don't know if it's because his name is Joseph, but I felt that so strong because I think at the end he was telling me like he was having vivid dreams about his mom and stuff. And I'm like, do you always dream? And I can't, for some reason, I can't remember his answer. I can't remember his answer. I think that's me trying to figure out my DNA, like after all life that you live, all your wild days, all whatever, whatever. And then when you start, um, I guess, getting closer to God, start being a little more spiritual, not on purpose, it just starts happening. I'm like, man, I know I was born like this, but then it's like, wow, this starts happening all of a sudden sometime. So, so I was like, I be telling people all the time, I'm like, man, I don't know what the heck, I'm somewhere between a preacher and a thug. And I'll be meaning that. I know one thing's for certain. I will be me. I don't think we were made any way other than the way we're supposed to be. And whatever we're supposed to do, we're gonna do it exactly the way we are, how in our own personality, made uniquely for a reason. And so many people try to mimic others, and I think that takes away from your purpose and possible delivery of anything that you have for this world. When you start trying to imitate your favorite speaker or come in, like, oh, great example, the lady, the evangelist, she told me she had to do the lead with prayer one day in church or whatever, and she said something happened. She took off running around the church. But I just be like pushing, giving her a little pushback because I think she's very religious and stuck in a lot of traditions. Like she left one church, but she's still in the same type of setting. And she said that someone had wanted her to speak at this event, and she had to go and clear it with her pastor, get permission. And I just told, I mean, to the extent that, like, that, to the extent that she's saying, I disagree. I understand somewhat, but to the extent that she's saying, I disagree because I know that the place that she was before, if they, like, say they traveled out of town for a service somewhere as a church, these people, like, after it was over with, they would have to, even if they were in separate cars, they would have to drive home together. And they wouldn't, like, nobody just go on and fly home on their own. They would literally, like, oh, we got rebuked last week because we didn't stay with such and such on the road. And I'm like, that's too much. When I get done with church, I'm going home. I'm done. I'm like, y'all get in trouble for not waiting. What if that person drive too slow? What if they drive too fast? I don't know. Whatever. But she was saying that she had asked his permission, and the lady that was giving it, she was shacking up with somebody, so she can't go. And her pastor said, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what if he told you to go and he didn't tell your pastor? That was my question. What do you do in a case like that? When you get a specific order and then you go to this other man, we're going to call him a man in this sense because you've been told to do something. You go to this man and they say, no, you can't do it. You're not going to do it because you say she's shacking up. But how you know that there wasn't a message that was supposed to come out your mouth that spoke to that situation? Like, you didn't go based on the judgment of that woman. So I just beg to differ in that situation. You go and speak somewhere where people got whole secrets. Somebody told that lady's business because she didn't come out there and tell you that. People just be out here doing what they want to do. Myself included sometimes. Woo, bitch. Itchy. Man, 9 o'clock. I still got 2 hours. This is ridiculous. I left the house at 5:15. Feel like I ain't got nowhere. But I actually had. It was dark. I got light, sunny, and everything now. I know what. I'm gonna have me a good after church nap. Hmm. I don't know where it's gonna be at, but I'm gonna have. Probably not. I gotta go see my brother, and I gotta spend some time with him before I leave. Tell him when I get back down this way. Like, it's just interesting right now. So anybody that just coming in, I'm just on here talking while I'm going to church in Atlanta, like 2 hours outside of my destination. And Mr. Gary is always keeping me company. Just having a conversation. Whew, it's hot now. Well, it's cold. Warming up. Oh yeah, I'm going to the Peace Copper Cafe today. I'm excited all over again. I'm gonna stay fat because I just be don't nobody understand. I got to go to this place. They got some good food. A lot of ours, Charleston from Atlanta. Depending on where you're going, we'll just say 5 hours, 4.5 to 5 hours. Well, from Charleston, actual Charleston, it'll be like 5 hours. But like from my house, it's like 4.5. Said the Cheesecake Factory. I don't like the Cheesecake Factory. I ain't too good for the Cheesecake Factory. I just don't prefer to go there because they got so much. I find it hard to figure out what to eat because there's so much stuff on their menu. They have the worst menu in the world. It's so much stuff on there. It's like I always get the little crab bites and some garlic mashed potatoes and a cocktail because I just be over that menu. When I do go, that's what I get. And fried chicken, honey fried chicken or something like that. Yeah, I don't prefer to go to the Cheesecake Factory, but if I was in that situation and God took me to the Cheesecake Factory, I would have ate some food. I would have found something. I'm not that like that. Where you going? Yeah, I'm not like that. I would have definitely found something to eat. There's plenty of food in here. I mean, it's to me, it's a nice place. I mean, I know it's not 5 star, but it ain't beneath. It ain't McDonald's, and I would have ate something there too. I guess it's just different strokes for different folks. They say that was an act. Regardless, there are actually people that act like that in this world, and I don't see what was so bad about the Cheesecake Factory and what made her above it. She looked pretty normal to me. The question is, that restaurant that you wanted that man to take you to, do you take yourself there? If you're not willing to take yourself to a restaurant like that, then you shouldn't be putting no demand on nobody else to take you to a restaurant like that. Because at that point, you're probably broke and cheap and looking for somebody just to take you to these restaurants you don't want to pay for. That's my perspective. I remember this restaurant in Cleveland. It's called XO, and that's the place where like a lot of the athletes and stuff used to come in there. And I remember I could not afford a meal in there at the time. I mean, I probably could have, but it wasn't a wise decision. So, but I would still hang out there, and I would get a drink, and I would drink that drink. And of course, people start buying you drinks. But I remember one day I'm like, I'm gonna give me an appetizer and a drink. I was chilling, and we ended up meeting the owner of the restaurant. Man, that man, he took us to other restaurants on the strip and everything. We had a good time. We ate real good. So then, like, next time I went, I was in a better space. So I sat there and I got my meal. It was like that was the first time because I've never been a huge like 5-star restaurant type person thingy. So yeah, that stuff looked foreign. I'm looking like, what? That was my first time ever ordering something where it's like the steak is a la carte. You know, you order your steak, then you gotta order your side and all that stuff. But at that point, I knew like I can feed myself. You know, it's not about some man taking me to these restaurants and buying my milk. But I didn't never do it just just because oh this restaurant is this. I worked hard and that's what I wanted to do with my money, and that's how I look at most things. If I want it and I work hard, then I get it if I can. There's a restaurant in Charleston, Hall's Chop House. It's like mediocre 5-star because it just the one downtown versus the one in my neighborhood is much different. But nevertheless, people think they got money because they go there, but I know differently. That doesn't mean that because I used to be the person sitting there, fake it till you make it. But there's a I know this guy. Well, the guy that I was telling y'all, that's my friend that I don't like, and I was like, well, it's like I'll use that as a litmus test in a sense to see. Not because I want you to necessarily, I just want to see where your mindset is. What are you like? I'm like, I want to go to Halls. And he like, that's kind of overrated. I ain't, but I don't think he ever been there. It was like you was talking out of going there, and I'm like, I went there and bought my own stuff. I spent $125 on myself, and that's not a lot for a restaurant like that. But now, in that sense, I think it's weird if a man is trying to back out of the date, out of going to a place like that. I don't think that you should go there every single time, but I don't know. It's just it's almost like the unwillingness, and I think it had something to do with somebody else what they had done before, or it'd be like, let's go to Hall's Chop House. Is it gonna cost me a paycheck? You want me to buy your food? Shoot. I'm not even above that. I'll treat, you know what I mean? Like I don't really get that deep into stuff. I do, you know, believe a man's supposed to pay for the date, but I believe I could take a man on a date, especially if I ask. I would never be the woman that asks a man to go out and then if I didn't have intentions on paying, I'm not gonna ask you to go out because you're gonna feed me. But that's what if you don't, you know what I'm saying? And I done asked you to go. I think if we ask, then we should be paying. And then if he says no, I got it, that's another thing. But it's okay to say, no, let me do this time too. I think it's cool. It's cool for the lady to treat the guy sometime. Why not? But if you can't take me where I'm willing to take myself, I just don't know. I don't know. Even with hotels, like I'll be like, well, if we go here, the hotel is this much and parking costs this much. Dang, $30 for parking a day? Oh, and I'm like, you ain't never traveled before? That's just weird to me. It's just very weird to me. People that don't understand that bigger cities cost a little more, or yeah, we can find a hotel that has the parking included, but sometimes depending on what you're doing in that city, and Like, say if I was in Atlanta and I was going somewhere, everything that I was doing was in the downtown area. And when there's something popular going on and it's crowded, you would prefer to be in the, maybe walking vicinity or something like that, instead of trying to travel in and out the city constantly and having trouble getting back in or out. So in that case, yeah, I'll be somewhere where I'm gonna have to pay for parking. But it's like I don't understand a person that don't understand that. But I have to remember everybody hasn't like traveled or had the same experiences. Heck yeah. So I mean, I ain't rich. I ain't no trick either. But if I'm with you, or or if you're good to me, then hey, that's like appreciation. You don't have to do it all the time. I can do. Why didn't I want to move to Atlanta? I don't like Atlanta like that. Like I considered it when I started going to church here, and I just could not. Nothing in me would let me come to Atlanta. Like I just it ain't it for me. When I go to Atlanta, I don't even do nothing. I'm in and out. I'm going to the Peach Cobbler Cafe. Now I might do something this week because my friend coming. I don't know, but it ain't gonna be like no going out type thing. I don't know. I'm lying. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't like Atlanta like that to move here. I never have. Like I've always been like it's a cool place to visit. Not for me. Only other place I really felt like I could live was like literally that I was in that place and felt it was Jacksonville, Florida. It was Jacksonville. And for some reason I was saying I would move to Tampa, but I don't know. And Huntsville, Alabama. I was like, when I was thinking about moving before I decided to move, I was thinking like if I was to move, I would go to Tampa or Huntsville or Dallas. I selected Virginia because in all those other places I don't have anybody. So I'd have been in the same situation that I'm in now. So it was important for me to be around somebody that's family or like family. So that's how I ended up selecting Virginia. My family is in Ohio. I can't go back there. I'm not. So I had to go with the next closest to being, kinfolk. That was her. Yep. You don't have to live in. Yeah, exactly. Now, if I did move here, I would live somewhere outside of Atlanta, somewhere where everything I need is at hand. That's how I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna live somewhere where I don't have to necessarily go outside of my neighborhood to get everything I need. But if I choose to go into different areas and hang out and do things, then I will. I don't know what part of Atlanta I would live in, but most definitely we'd be out on the outskirts somewhere. Definitely on the outskirts. But it would have to be like everything I needed over there. Shopping centers, restaurants, place I could get something to wear if I needed to. Like everything needed to be there. And that's not hard to find these days. They building up so much and all everywhere. And then there's a lot of stuff to do that's not like exactly in Atlanta anyway. It's things to do all around. Like it's not missing or lacking nothing. It just ain't home. I think I ain't want to move to Atlanta forever. Like everybody that left Dayton went to Atlanta. Like people act like it was no other states or cities to go to. Mm, And I was here one time and I ran right into this dude that I knew. And I was like, his mother was in his house. She was renting it to me. I ran into him. I'm like, mm-mm. Another one of my friends, he a security guard for like Nelly and Jermaine Dupri and them. Ran into him at a party one night. I'm looking like, hey man, I can't stand going somewhere and running into people from home randomly. I mean, I ain't far enough. It's New York. It's New York South. Atlanta, probably. Big city South. Probably a little cleaner, but very interesting. It's interesting. It's a good place to visit. I'll continue to come and visit. I'm just I don't know. I'm ready to see like everything that's about to come. Cause I feel like it's just gonna man, stuff just about to be hitting like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And that's what I also need that the diversity. That's why like in Charleston, I love downtown Charleston. Like it is so somewhat eclectic. It's like a little melting pot down there. And everybody's friendly. Good morning, Nita. How's it going this morning? Happy Sunday. We're just having a little chit chat about whatever comes to mind because I'm driving to Atlanta right now. On my way to the church house. Yeah, it's a nice place. Downtown Charleston is like, it reminds me of New Orleans. If you ever been there, how down what do you call it, how the French quarters and all that is set up. It's similar. It's a lot similar. Like a lot of people say, oh, you go to New Orleans for the food, but Charleston is a place for food too. I actually think the food in Charleston is better, but like in New Orleans, it's like you got to go outside of, like on the outskirts, to get that good food. Everything we went to this one place down there that we seen on the Food Network, man, it was so overrated. But there's a lot, yeah, there's a lot of good food down here. A lot of good food, a lot of restaurants, different things. Because this is like a huge tourist spot too, and you have to understand that. So a lot of times where it's a tourist spot, you know, you have like a lot of the finer things. Like I knew it was money here, well, in Charleston, because you know they don't put like Louis Vuitton, Gucci stores in places where ain't no bread at. Like, they got all that. Like it's money here, but you have to know how to tap into it. And I think our people don't necessarily tap into it because of they allow history to factor into what they can and won't do. Not what they can and cannot do, but they can and won't do, or will and won't do. Put it that way. What they will and won't do. It's a whole lot of stuff people that are from Charleston won't do. And they'll say stuff like, you know what they did to our people? I'll be like, no. I mean, I know from education and reading and learning, but I personally have never experienced that. No, I look at where they may look at it, I'm not going down there because this happened. I look at it, I'm going down there because this happened. Why? Because once upon a time, I probably couldn't. So the fact that I can, that means I'm going to, you know, for everything I couldn't do, and someone before me went through the things that they went through. Why wouldn't you take advantage of everything that you now have those freedoms to do when they didn't have it? You know, that's just another form of being in bondage when you now are, you had the freedom that they died trying to get, and then you don't take advantage of that freedom because They died trying to get the freedom. that's 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 accurate to me. I ain't going down there. That's where they used to hang the slaves at. And I'm dancing on the ground. I was like, boy, could have been me. Thank goodness. We don't have to go through that. But it's a lot of money. They won't talk to a lot of people down here because of what happened in the past. But I learned that that's why I'm so adamant about meeting 5 people every day when I get to Virginia, because if nothing else, you can learn a lot just talking to people. And what I've learned about the lighter skinned cousins we have, sometimes they genuinely want you to get it and know. And then sometimes they tell you everything because they think you're stupid and ain't listening or don't understand. So they'll tell you everything you need to know, fully expecting you not to understand what they're saying or not to act on it. That's what I learned when I talk to people. I can tell who's genuine in what they share, and I can tell when they're telling me because they think I'm just stupid N-word that ain't gonna do anything anyway. When you can determine between the two, you really know what to do. That second one will tell you everything. It leads you right to the pot, but we won't go because we don't want to hear what they're saying. I listen carefully. Some people I strike up conversations with just to pick their brain. It's cool, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And that's not everybody, you know. People are people. Even our own community, they don't like sharing with each other, but then they'll be the first ones to say support black business, but then have um poor professionals, lack all the professional traits they need to have a successful business. But then once I seen a girl one day on Facebook and she wrote on her wall, she don't care if it's a bad product, she's still gonna support if they're black. And I was like, if I do your hair and I mess it up, please don't continue to support me. Because that's stupid. I don't care what you sell and who you are. I want quality. I'm not gonna give you some money just because you look like me. Please. That's like the brainwashing Islam. That's weird, man. Really weird. Really? Really what, Gary? I seen that a minute ago, but I forgot what I was saying when you said that. 9:25. Oh, yeah. Man, it's hot. I can't control the temperature in the car. Maybe if I turn it all the way off. I'm starting to get sleepy again. So I got like an hour and a half. Concept is understanding the concept. Yes, it is. I got what she was saying, but I'm not wasting no money on you because you. No, shoot, I work too hard, and then that gives a person a pass not to do better. You know, are you not going to complain either? Charleston is like New Orleans, downtown Charleston. The setup, the way it looks. like the brick road, things like that. Okay, see you later, Nita. Thank you. You barely going to sleep. Girl, get you some rest. No, we need that rest. I'm out here driving on 2 hours of sleep. Definitely get you some rest. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Whoa. Oh, trying to see something. I know when I see Latonia, it's on. I ain't nowhere near it yet. That's always my point when it starts going faster. That from between Georgia, I mean Augusta and Latonia, Georgia, it's like maybe even Conyers between the Augusta and Conyers, Georgia. It's like the craziest stretch of road to me. It feels like forever. It's like the halfway mark that never quits. Never quits. I'm getting excited. Like I have not seen my people since February, man. It's almost been a year. I know what I couldn't have got up every Sunday or like every other Sunday and came on actual Sunday because usually when I come to church I come Saturday and stay and then get up in the morning time. This is the first time I ever drove up the same day. But I do know I cannot come back today. Uh-uh. I ain't gonna be able to happen. I couldn't see myself getting out of church and then jumping back on the highway. That'd be like getting on the highway by like 2 o'clock. I wouldn't get home like 7, probably 8, because I've probably been unstopped about 20 times. Nah, I ain't doing that. I probably ain't coming home till Tuesday morning. I'm boy. Yeah, I-20 exactly. So what you be doing when you woke? When you don't be going to sleep? You think it's a reason why you don't sleep? A lot of people don't sleep, and you really find that out when you online and people on super late, and you see these people, and they'll be online like 2, 3 in the morning, and then you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Them same people is online. That's why I start sitting in the bushes. I don't want nobody looking at me like, "Dang, do you sleep?" Like you just said, sleep. Yes, I-20. Wondering that. I've been like, I got better though, man. I used to really not sleep. It was bad. But at the same time, I can't sleep over like if I sleep over 6 hours, I don't be no good. So it's like between 5 and 6 that I need. That whole 8 hour thing does not work for me. If I sleep 8 hours, I'm gonna be sleepy. I usually sleep once my body be like enough, and I be out somewhere. That's what I don't like though. When your body stops you, shuts you down. Ain't nothing like your body shutting you down, because we know it will. I think that's what happened to me Friday. I just came in the house and just sat there and didn't go back out. Sometimes I might not be sleeping, but I won't like drive and stuff like that. Yeah. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, if I wake up like after like 5 hours and then I stay up maybe about an hour and I end up going back to sleep, I'm okay like that if I end up getting like 8 hours. But I rarely sleep past 6 hours. But I also feel it when I sleep past. I have this thing in me where like right now how I'm on 2.5 hours of sleep. Come nighttime, I'll be wide awake and I still don't go to sleep again. I mean, one day I was like, I was nearly up to 48 hours almost by the time I just was like, go to sleep. Then I'll be like, what do I need to do in this time that I'm woke? Because I'm like, we woke for a reason. You know, some people are like, oh, read your Bible. I bet you fall asleep. Stuff like that. I don't know if that's good or not. Yeah, that could be true. I would believe that wholeheartedly. Especially like if you are used to hustling, like that's my thing. I'm used to the hustle, and it's like the hustle been struggling. Like where is it at? Like I don't know. I think I'm just in a slower pace than I'm used to. Like when I was in Cleveland, psh, man, I'm trying to tap back into that. I would get I used to work with the man and he would have me we would go to this place you could take pictures and stuff and the man would make you like postcards and stuff. He did the photos and everything and I would get like 5,000 cards. And I was literally passing them cards out in like 3 weeks. I have not been able to do that. Well, at this point in time, I probably wouldn't buy 5,000 cards, but I would love to get 1,500 cards and pass them out in 3 weeks. But it's all about sometimes about people around you. Because if I was sitting there, he'd be like, go put some cards out. So I'll just get up and drive around to all the hair stores in the neighborhood that allowed us to put the cards in. I'll put them in there. That's why I said I have to get back to some of the basics. I might not have to do it to that extent because we do have social media now, but I think it helps. We get so relaxed in, having the digital form of things. I think we need both. I think digital is good, and I also think just like some people like to use the Bible app on their phone, but then some people like the paperback paper pages. They like to flip through the pages and highlight on in the actual book. I think that's simply how it is. I'm both and. I like the convenience of the app on the phone, but I also sometimes like to get out the book and go through it. But one thing I can say, I will highlight the best out of my online Bible app. Once I figured out how to do it, I'm like, oh, you can highlight. We them older people be like, hey, young people don't have no Bibles no more. Just whip out your phones. Yes, it's called convenience. Now we're 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Uh-oh. Starting to see the billboards. The color folks on there. Now, let me quit. Personal injury law firm. Okay. You go, girl attorney. Pretty lady. You me looking at billboards, compliment people. 9:36. I tell you, this stretch of road. But I'm gonna start getting a lot of rest because I got a lot of things I want to do, and I need to be fresh, sharp. I need to hustle different. I don't have to hustle like I used to back in the day. Especially now that you know how to get it, you can change your hustle and still hustle hard, but not hustle till you about to pass out. Straight about to pass out. One thing I hate to hear people say is ball till I fall or I sleep when I die. Like, do you know that's final? What do you mean? You ain't gonna be asleep. That is not the same thing, sir, ma'am. That is not the same thing. Nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. What? Oh, you talking about the billboards? I got about, man, 10:30. Hour and 20 minutes. Yep, I'm getting closer. It be like when you get to that mark, it start going faster. But before that, whoo, man, sand coming through Augusta. Of course, it's always faster when you're going back closer. That's what Sikkim live in Augusta. I think. Yeah. I'm standing up the whole service because if I sit down, I think I'm gonna go to sleep. What? Sleep when I die? I don't like that metaphor. Words have power. What if you decide to go to sleep tomorrow because you said that? Your type of sleep. Your time. Your sleep time. Oh yeah, here we go across this lake. It's on now, buddy. We're almost there. I read that man Thompson said he don't. What did he say? No alarm clock needed. I don't know. I got the shirt. I forgot what the rest of the quote is. I do believe that. I wakes up. Am I doing 55? Nope. But I ain't speeding. I'm just driving. Honest. The speed limit is 70. I don't drive fast. Mm-mm. I know I ain't driving fast right now because I know I'm not. Although I feel alert, I know I haven't had any sleep, so I don't want to do nothing that's gonna put me in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I'm being very cautious. I'm much more woke now, but like before I got on here, when I stopped and I got that coffee drink, I was man, that was like, whoa, let me pull over. That's one thing I do is pay attention to stuff like that because it's really easy to go to sleep while you're driving and not even know you don't went to sleep. Not me. That minute I start feeling like I gotta keep adjusting or something, I pull over. I'm just mad I didn't get the dang on double shot out the gate. I would have been like that. I don't know what they put in this thing, but that sucker kick in quick as heck. Nah, I wouldn't have drove from New York to Georgia. I ain't got over 6 hours in me. And it's a push me driving to Virginia. Honestly, that was 6 hours. And the only reason why I ended up doing that is because when I would drive to Orlando, and it's like 6 hours to Orlando. Other than that, Atlanta was the furthest I was driving. I'm hopping on the flight after that. And sitting in the car that long. That's too long. The longest I drove was when I drove my car from Ohio to South Carolina. That's one that even further confirmed I ain't driving past 6 hours. I don't do well when I get back home. I'll be like, by the time I got to Columbia, I was like wired. Just that drive just messes with me. Maybe like 10 hours by myself. That's a lot of driving by yourself. Nah, but like I'm gonna drive 5 hours straight, then I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna drive the other 5 hours. I pretty much almost would do it, but I would always have to stop one more time in that last 5 hours. Probably like 3 hours in. I just like when people say they are tired and then they ain't working. What? Waking up. You even hear that, you would be like, I am tired and then passing. Yeah, that's why I say I don't be want to say little great weird. I mean, it sounds cool. Some stuff sounds cool, but when you really start paying attention to words, like stuff you said when you was young, you be like, I don't know if I should have been saying that. Yeah, yeah, I'm ball till I fall, man. I ain't no sleep until I die. No, not for me. To each his own. I don't feel like that. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna take a break. Take me a nap. I don't want to fall while I'm balling. I want to enjoy it when I get there. And I know it's just figurative, but and I'm sorry. If we say what you put out, you get back, man. I ain't trying to say none of them catchy little phrases. Nope, nope, nope. Certain ones I will not say. Oh, do you want to say that like I'm a hustler for life? Mm. I want to be able to enjoy my what I hustle for eventually. Should be to a point. Yes. Probably if the church was closer, like an hour. I mean, not an hour. It's like 30 minutes away from Atlanta. I'm 63 miles from Atlanta. You do what? Hustle, 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 hustle hard. Yeah, I feel it. I am gonna sleep so good tonight. I know that for a fact. If somebody's king size bed, a nice view or something. Ask me a question you already know. Big things popping. I know when I come to Atlanta, I'm always looking to see if I'll just run into certain people. And then I'll be like, hey, would I like people be on TV and stuff? I don't think I would recognize most of the people. You know what? That is a good point. I think we really do. That's why, like a lot of times, I'm trying to tell people, like, don't speak to what hurts. Like people be like, oh, my head hurts. Speak to the healing, not to what hurts. Speak to the healing, not to the illness. Oh, I got liver problems. I think we see less miracles because of the way we talk. Less miracles. You ever seen an angel before, Gary? Do you believe in angels? Have you ever seen one? That's a random question, but I think it's a good question. Pretty decent question. Yeah, I'm doing the speed limit now. I wasn't that much below the speed limit, but I'm a little more woke now. Going through that country road, I was nervous because I was like, it was still dark. I think I lost a lot of time back there. Probably about I'd say I lost about 20 minutes back there because I was being very, very cautious. 'Cause the last thing I need is a Bambi on my front end. Remember one time I was going to pick up my ex because he was gonna drop me off at the airport, and I don't never take the back road to their house. And this fine day I'm gonna be brave, and I was driving, boy. This deer jumped across the road. That thing was so close, I thought he must have felt the bumper on his tail. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I looked in my rear view and seen it because they always say if you see one, there's more. Looked in my rear view mirror and the second one came out. I was like, oh my God. Mm-mm. That's why I was debating hard on if I was going to take that back road today because I'll be scared. Oh, yeah. I can't believe it's still like an hour. Ask me a question you already know. Did you hear me ask you that question? Have you ever seen an angel before? I think people always talk about seeing demons. Nobody ever talk about seeing angels. Yeah, I think they are sometime in human form. Sometimes them things that they actually look like they say they look like. I remember I would see a whole lot of people be like, "Oh, I just saw a 9 foot angel." Da 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 da, and I'm like, "Man." Like the one girl. Remember I was talking about the girl that was performing at church when she was singing. She was like, "It's a 9 foot angel in the corner of my bedroom. If y'all seen this angel," and I'm sitting here like, "Man, bro, you crazy." So then I start saying, "Well, you know what? I have this thing where if I hear somebody say something and I want to know, then I ask like, hey, I want to see this." So I had started saying, I want to see an angel. Then I thought about it. I started visualizing sitting in my bedroom and opening my eyes and some 9 foot sitting in the corner looking like who knows what. I'm probably not gonna make it. So I changed my prayer to when I'm ready. Allow me. Can you imagine that come out the bathroom and just like some huge figure in your house? But I also believe they are in the form of people. I remember it was a man downtown Atlanta. Me and my friend was down here and we was coming back from Hooters walking back to our room, and the man was out there just talking to us. And he was talking to her about singing because she sing, and he was saying he used to be a vocal coach for somebody. I think he said like Mariah Carey, somebody. And we looking like, just talking to him, and he was just giving her tips on don't drink nothing before you sing because it give you like acid reflux and stuff like that. And he was like giving her breathing tips and all this stuff. And I remember these dudes pulled up. They had like this flyer for like a gospel event, but they was like trying to come up. Now, what y'all doing tomorrow? We like going to church. Y'all know we said something crazy. And then the man just broke out like, y'all want to pray? Let's pray. Boy, he prayed. I was just standing there in awe, in a sense, like, what just happened? And we was walking, and I was like, man, people like that. I said, stuff happened like that. You better look back, and they won't even be there. As soon as I said it, we both turned around and looked back, and that man was nowhere to be found. And my friend grabbed me like, I'm scared. I was like, don't be scared. I was like, girl, probably was just an angel. But that was crazy that I said that, and we turned around and looked. That man was not there no more. So if he was a vocal coach for somebody, he probably had passed on. Ain't no, I don't know, but I know what we experienced. And my friend had just been talking about that scripture about entertaining angels underwear. That's why I don't like. I'm very careful about how I treat people that's in the street. You know, like maybe uh homeless and stuff like that. I'm very careful about how treat them because you don't know. You don't know. That's like that video of that man when he started pouring into them young guys at the gas station, and he was talking about the process, I think, or the journey. Average person probably would look at him like, "Man, get off from over here bumming." But he had a whole message come out his mouth for them young guys. That's why I say it doesn't cost to be kind, you know, because you never know what somebody has for you. While we sitting up there like, you got an able body. You don't never know people's story. Hey, I'm on camera. My thing dropped me. Don't cost to be kind. I'm sure he's took my service away. Always kind. Always kind. Never know. Especially when you talk to people. Like I remember this man, like a lot of people stand around Walmart, like in the parking lot where I live at. And this guy was out there, he had like a sign and stuff. And I only had like $14. And I went in the store and I got like some bread, some lunch meat, chips, some juice. Just like whatever I could get with those $14. Can you hear me? I'm back. Yes. And I went and got the man some food, and then I just started talking to him. He was telling me how he had moved to Charleston he's supposed to be staying with one of his father's friends after he passed or whatever, and things didn't work out, so he ended up being on the street. Like, we automatically think that people are homeless because they're lazy or whatever, but things happen. Some people lose everything and kind of get into a mental space where they don't have the capacity or the capability to do the things they once did. Everybody on the street ain't just a bum. I think any of us can be a step away from homeless, especially with the way these rent rates are going up now. And it is not cheap to live. I think the homeless rate is going to be increasing because rent is increasing. Like, why not put a cap on this stuff? I don't think that, like where I live at, when I first moved in there, the rent was $14.10. Not even a year later, anybody that moved in there now, the same apartment is $15.50. I'm like, well, what's different? You know what I mean? Next year it's probably gonna be 16. Same old apartments keep going up, and they're not new anymore. Like, I'm the first person to live in my apartment, so y'all not adding nothing to it, but you're charging $100-something more. That's why I was so mad at them the other day. They're trying to add that $95 on my thing. I'm like, dude, these people literally, because I didn't pay my rent. I told them I'm late because I didn't pay attention to the date. So I was like willing to eat the late fee, which is ridiculous, $145. But hey, I made a mistake, so I had to eat that. But they went and filed a dang on court thing. So they're trying to charge me the legal fee, they filing fee. I'm not paying that because y'all ain't even got enough time to go through the whole process. That's retarded. Boy, you don't know how close I was to just taking that money and applying for an apartment. I was like, I do not want to start off on the wrong foot. But I was close. Mm-hmm. Be a lot of homeless people. And it ain't gonna be because they ain't making no money. It's just gonna be because they can't afford to live. Or it's gonna be a whole bunch of people start. Maybe that'll push people to start back coming together. I don't know. I really can't say. All I know is rent is high. And these people don't care about us. They ain't trying to pay you more, but they steady charging you more. Steady charging more. It's ridiculous. I know people thought I was crazy. I went in there like, you messed me up because I told you I'd be back tomorrow and you could have just let me know. I'm like, dude, I move out next week. Why would I give y'all $95, man? Don't even make sense. I should have just kept the 95 on there and then paid it. No, I shouldn't have. Heck no. That was like $1,600. Oh, you. I refuse. It's bad enough I had to give him 15. Shoot. My last rent supposed to have been 13 something. Here I am not paying attention to the date. Woo, I dropped the ball on that one, buddy. Because I was so focused on my move out date, I didn't realize it was about to be the first. I'm like, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Bring people together. That's probably why I said that, because you were saying something about that. But I mean, that's the truth though. Like, I ain't never heard no other people say stuff like, I can't wait till this boy get 18 so he can get out of my house. Huh? That's like throwing your child to the wolves if they ain't going to school. Like, where they gonna go? Did you teach them how to pay bills and save money and write a check? We be so quick to put our kids out when they get to adulthood. They don't even know how to take care of themselves yet. I think at 18, that's just the next phase of parenting. That's too early. Oh, dude, are you really running across the middle of the highway to clean up? You're bold. You're bold, Hector. I would have never put my kids at 18. Mm-mm. Heck no. If my kids need to come stay with me now, they can. They can't stay for a long time, but they can come. Come and get a master plan. Hector. Hector. Get a master plan. I believe that it's my season. And it's gonna be big. Da, da, da. Open the windows of heaven. Pour me out a blessing. It's gonna be big. Mm-mm. I need to start learning the words to songs since I'm forever singing. I'll be skipping all around the song, making a little medley. A little medley. I am excited about church. Like, I love going, man. Well, I love my church. I love going to my church. When we was gonna be in Charlotte, that was so ideal because that's only like 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then when they split, there was no more Charlotte for us. The actual ministry still has a church in Charlotte, but I didn't stay with them. I chose to go with my pastor, so that meant I had to be, I guess, a hybrid, online mostly and in person sometimes. It's pretty dope though. It's pretty dope. That we do have that option, to go online if you want to. Say some people might never ever go in a building, but they can click online, listen to a whole bunch of different people. You gotta be careful, but you know. So I go hang out with my brother after church. Hang out with my bro. I ain't seen him since I don't know when. Last year sometime, I think. Shoot, probably the year before. Man, I got to see him for real before I leave here. So close, but yet so far. People Heart Highway. I'm getting that third win. He's not my biological brother. It's like my little brother. We just call each other brother and sister. That boy younger than my kids, but that's my heart, so my baby. I told you I have met so many like amazing people online on social media. Like Adrian, I met her from the online campus of the other church we was going to. I had helped Adrian because it was a conference in Chicago. I paid for her plane ticket. I didn't even know her. I paid for about three plane tickets. Bought a ticket. So I have a very giving heart. But I want to be a giver. You know what I mean? Like I want to be. I was listening to this girl on TikTok, and she was saying something. The people who who have the biggest hearts that want to give the most are no, the people who seem to be attacked in their finances are probably well, they are millionaires. And she was just saying about, just speaking that, the scriptures that are connected to finance. But it was more than what more or less what she was saying that stuck with me. She was like, some of you are gonna be paying people's rent. You're just gonna call apartments and be like, hey, I wanna cover someone's rent this month. That's the type of giver I would be. Like literally just be out blessing people and they don't even know I did it or don't even know me. And then it don't affect me. Because when you give, you never run out. I just want to be that person that I really want to do that. I want to be that type of giver. But one day I just wake up and be like, man, I'm about to go out here and get somebody $2,500. And I just go do it. Can you imagine rewards from that? Especially when you're doing it from a good place in your heart. People need help. And I know that because it be times that I need help. And especially now that my friend, man, I'm telling you, that brother helped me. And nobody else hardly ever helped me. But because now someone helps me, I have to pay that forward. I have to pay that forward. Because most people have a motive or a sneaky little reason why they're trying to, and it's just genuine help if I need it. So I have to, I want to pay it forward. That thing where you say somebody did it for me, so I'm doing it for you. I don't take nothing like that for granted. At all. Yep, that's when I had closed my shop and I had just sold all my furniture in the shop. Bless people. Matter of fact, it was 4 people because I actually drove to Raleigh to fly with this girl, another girl I met. I'm so close, like close to these people. My friend Paget that I talk about, I met her on Facebook in a hair group that I got kicked out of. I think I talked about that before too. But me and her been friends to the point her daughter was 2. Now she's 15. That's how long we've been friends. She came to my 40th birthday party. I was up there. We still talk every day. Me and Adrian, we only been friends like maybe the last 4 years, 4 or 5 years, somewhere around there. The guy I'm talking about, John, that's his name. Here, we met around the same time me and Adrian did. I got a friend named Marlene in Tampa that I met then, and we're still really cool. Some of the people I met online are like closer than some family. Genuine folk. Oh shoot. Covington, Oxford. You kidding now? It would be so dope if I could have made it by 10:30. This is where they start driving fast. That crazy George driving. Oh God. I feel so good now. Finally. We're almost there. Man. It is so funny how these billboards. All our cousins, the doctors, the lawyers. Yep. Gary, you the real MVP. People probably come in here don't understand what's happening. You're just pushing me through. Talking show help, because when you sitting there quiet, even music don't be saving you, boy. I had my music on. I kept switching the type of music. I was playing it loud. I was rolling down my window. I'm like, oh boy, I'm losing the battle. We're gonna open the windows of heaven. Yep, I've been trying to be kind. So I don't like people push my buttons. I don't think people really understand the level of strength it takes to have restraint. Like everything, everybody don't need a response, but the level of restraint it takes not to is woo, powerful. It takes a lot of strength. Cause man, mm, mm, mm. Honey, something else. I don't know. Call John John like, is you paying for my food this time? Cause I always treat you little kid. Big Mama ain't got it like that. Shoot, I need a Walmart to Walmart or something. Walmart to Walmart. Ain't no bad time to get off. It's on. What time the game start? Noon. Man, I doubt if I put these boots on, I'm going right up in church with these slides on. I don't even feel like it. Hey, I'm here as I am, slides and all. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna put my boots on. Let me quit playing. I'm taking them suckers off. I ain't gonna wear them. I bet you. That's the price you pay of not being able to fit your clothes. Okay, man, it's tragic. Just tragic. Ooh, yeah, this. Good God, Almighty. We're gonna open the windows of heaven. It's people online. I really like. I really don't be seeing people online. I'm in awe at the do not recommend button. To be out the loop. Got me a good 2 hours in. Gary has left the building. Or not. But I'm about to leave the building. That's what I'm about to do. So thank you, Mr. Gary, for coming through and hanging out with me while I drive to the church house. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Realist, for stopping by. Um, Anita, anybody who was here and I didn't know you were here, appreciate you. But I'm about to get out of here. I'll say a prayer for everybody in church today. And I'll be back later, maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy this little short trip. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take, cause I got a whole lot of busy in front of me, so I'm gonna take today and tomorrow to free my mind and get ready for everything that I got coming up in the next 5 days. The next 5 days means clear out everything in my apartment, get it all cleaned up, get everything in storage, and then leave. Yeah, I got to do all that. All while working and probably driving too. I need like 30 hours in a day. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Even with 40 hours a day, I don't think I would do everything I'm supposed to do. But I'm adamant about doing everything I'm supposed to do for the rest of this week because I got a goal to reach. So, again, I say thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And I'll be back later or Tuesday probably. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow sometime. I think I got a little time early in the morning. Not early in the morning, but in the morning time. So I might be back tomorrow. Who knows? Y'all know me. I'll be random. So that's what we're gonna say. See you later. Bye bye now. Have a good day. No, but you glad you made it safely. Say no. No what? Thank you. I feel like now I'm woke, man. I'm telling you. Woo. I came out that store like, man, I hope somebody come on live because I gotta talk. I don't know how much talk to myself I had in me today. Won't one just come? One, huh? Won't one just come? Are there any more? Doors of the church are open. Is that what they say? Won't one just come? Is there two? I sense it's two in the back that want to still come. If you see somebody next to you, grab their hand and ask them, do they want to come? Well, they be begging people to come to the altar. Bye. Let me go. I'm tripping.